Gentlemen, welcome to what we like to call here the corner. We are here with the good folks from Wilson. We are bounded by ball. My name is Rob Nice. I'll be your host and moderator with these incredible panels that we've been having all weekend long, and today is no exception. We're going to be taking it to Houston. We're going to be taking it to Texas, and specifically, we're going to be talking some HBCU action as well as TSU. Now, before I introduce our wonderful panelists, I will say that I have an amazing time when I'm on the campus of TSU. Even as a college student, everything from the homecoming to the band to the atmosphere to the folks there, I am a big fan of TSU. So, don't take it from me. We're gonna get the inside scoop about TSU because we have none other. We're gonna go ladies first with this one. This was her first year as a head coach for TSU's women's basketball team. And she goes by the name of Coach Ski. Can we make some noise and clap it up for Coach Ski? And he went head up against the big boys. He went up against Kansas and dropped 22 on them. Those guys made some noise in the first game of the play-in, and they had an early exit, but it's all good. Lots of lessons to learn from there, and you will see his name for years to come. He is going to be a junior next year. Ladies and gentlemen, we have David Barnes here. All right, Coach, I'll start with you. Your first year at TSU, how would you describe it?
Definitely different. I was coming down. I was blessed with the situation with TSU is because our president actually was trying to bridge that gap and give the players an experience that was indicative of college, you know, giving them as much as possible. So it was different because I think we're every day trying to enhance the student athletes experience where some of our other counterparts or other schools are already there, you know. So I think that was the difference because I was a little bit more on the beginning in the planning stages of increasing that experience, whereas the other places I've been like Miami and Marquette, you know, they already kind of had those resources available.
Now you mentioned a big name, A&M. HBCUs, of course, have been known to be, of course, different. Of course, it's making as much progress now as ever. We see it all over the place. I see the classic at NBA All-Star Weekend in Utah. A lot of lights on it, but what else would you describe that is still needed when it comes to historically black colleges and universities?
What that actually means, you know, HBCU was created as a place of celebration of black excellence. And so when you start comparing it to different things, you lose the element of what it's supposed to be. It is well known as a limited economic place, but it's kind of like the things within the black community. You tend to take the resources that you have, and it's a tribute to figuring out how to make it excellent, you know. And so I always describe some of these things. I don't know if you know what chitlins are.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't originally something that anybody went and said, that's what I want to eat. Give me that.
I won't clean it.
But, you know, within our culture and our community, we found a way to make it a delicacy. So it is a tribute to reminding people because everybody can't start off with all of the abundance. It's just a reminder that you can take the little that you have and still create great experiences still. So at TSU, we try to highlight, we don't know, it's like a little seasoning to make it taste good. You know, sometimes you have to season meat up that may not be as expensive. You know, the steak, you probably just can use salt and pepper. You know, you come to chicken, you got to season the chicken, you know.
There you go.
And so we just teach seasoning in our experience. And I think that you really don't want to take that away from any culture because you need to know how to survive, you know, with limited things. And I think that's what HBCUs do a lot. They teach you that.
In a sophomore campaign, again, you guys were in the play-in game, and because they played against FDU, so they lost that game. And I'm assuming you might have had somebody else when you picked the winner out of FDU and whoever they were playing. David, you had a chance to have a great year, and again, playing a big powerhouse like Kansas and putting up over 20 points on them and stuff. How would you describe this year from the beginning to making it all the way to the tournament this year?
For me personally, I just thought of it as a breakout year for myself because my freshman year, I wasn't really like playing as much. I was on the bench. The year, you know, my sophomore year, I just felt like I just needed to break myself out and let people know my name and know what I can do. So like when I had those big games like against Auburn, Kansas, Houston, all U of H, those type of teams. I just feel like I just need to show myself, improve myself, and then everything I was facing this year, like injuries, I still wanted to push through, because it just was built in me from my mom, just get up every day and do what you got to do. So I was like, big teams, I just got to do whatever I had to take.
Just another person describe that game. I mean, it is the tournament. You guys messed up a lot of people's brackets because they were, they had everybody, if you had to pick a team, I'm picking TSU right there. Just to know that you guys were part of everything that they described with March Madness. How would you describe your feeling? Just you're a sophomore in college. You guys were maybe a couple weeks ago at the dorm. You're practicing at your facility.
Definitely, just playing the March Madness as a kid. You grew up watching college basketball and watching March Madness. As a kid, it just brought the kid out of me. Like I said, it just felt amazing. Felt great to see the crowd, the fans, and be able to say my name and